Good day, everyone. I am excited to talk to you about the information session of the Open Day, and I'm going to explain horticultural science to you, what the field entails. At first, what the horticultural science means, what the modular, how do we teach it in the modular teaching approach, and what the job opportunities are in horticultural science. So what is horticultural science? Horticultural science is an umbrella term to look at the production of any food type or plant, and with a specific focus, a commercial focus, in order to make money and to produce fruit, vegetables, to be able to do landscaping, and depending on what the purpose is. So it is a little bit different to botany, where we have a commercial focus. And in our specific department, we focus mostly on fruit and flowers. However, there are many different aspects that we also focus on. So horticulture is the science behind the production and handling technology of fruit and vegetables and flowers from the farm to the consumer. We produce fruit and flowers in high quantities of very high quality, year after year. Because it's commercial, it needs to be viable, and therefore the high quantities of high quality is very important. Okay, horticulture exposes us to all the aspects of the industry. We have two main broad terms, pre-harvest and post-harvest. And this means, with the pre-harvest, we mean that even before we start harvesting, before we have the fruit to harvest, before we plant, we have to consider where the product is planted. We need to look at the climatic environment. We need to look whether there's water and the soil type and plant nutrition and the stressful environment, whether the plant will cope with it. Then after harvest, we call post-harvest, and there we consider different cultivars, fruit maturity at harvest, and how we handle these different handling chains to be able to get to the consumer in a fresh state and a healthy state still. So we look at the whole farm to fork approach. We have so many different crop types and plant parts, from leafy veg to flower parts to fruit. And how do we actually go about teaching this? So we've got a modular teaching approach, which means we take deciduous fruit, evergreen, subtropical fruit, and cut flowers or ornamentals in order to kind of teach this modular system, which you would be able to apply in any plant system to be able to make your own recipe for any plant. So these are the main focus areas. In your first year, we do plant morphology and the basic biology of plants, because it is not required for you to have biology if you enter this program. So in your first year, we make sure that you are very well familiar with the plant system. Then in the second year, we focus on plant propagation. Remember, we said we need in high volumes, so we need to make sure that the plant material that we propagate needs to be of high quality, and there are many different kinds of propagation systems which are very, very interesting. We also take our students to the field in order to see these different propagation methods. Then in the third year, we look at the crop-specific development biology and production aspects, and we use deciduous fruits, citrus, ava and max, nuts and flowers for this third year as crop-specific biology production aspects to look at that. In your fourth year, one takes all this together in plant physiology, and there are different aspects of that: plant nutrition, tree architecture. Remember, the plant needs to take up sunlight, and it needs to flower at a certain time, and we need to maximize our energy to get the energy to the fruit that we produce. Ecophysiology, stress physiology, very apt at the moment with water shortages and rising temperatures. So how do we go about minimizing the stress of the crop and maximizing production? Then post-harvest physiology and technology. What techniques do we use that are non-chemical, that we can store fruit for longer and get them to the markets and get them fresh, not to lose nutritional content? And there are the Afrikaans terms if you would like to take a screenshot and familiarize yourself with the Afrikaans terms. Then, because we've got this a modular approach and strong physiological basis, but also work on so many different crop types, there are many job opportunities, and our students are very lucky that they get very well paid and good jobs after the studies. Our undergraduate training involves extensive collaboration with our industry. We take them to commercial orchards, pack houses, and handling systems and cold stores. So by the time that our students get into industry, they're very well familiar with the industry practices. Then the job opportunities. As an example, you can be a quality manager in a pack house or for a pack house group, an exporter, you can work for an exporter, you can be a technical consultant, you can advise people on chemical control or fertilization, you can be a researcher, an entrepreneur. Many of our students are entrepreneurs, post-harvest consultant, a nursery manager or farm manager. And there are many other opportunities out there. So whether you would like to be in the field or more in a closed environment, advising logistics, there is a space for everyone. And literally, the sky is the limit. This was posted in January 2016. The astronaut Scott Kelly tweets about the zinnia flower in space. And in future missions, production of food is going to be so much more important and very interesting future aspect. So the final message, what is the advantage of being able to work with so many different crops? And the science of crops is there are many job opportunities. So if you have any questions, we are welcoming you to contact the department in person. We would welcome a visit to the department to receive you to answer any more questions. And we look forward to having you at our department. Thank you.